Hello and welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be recapping on what my favorites were at the end of 2017 and how I feel about them now. I've seen a lot of people do videos like this and I think it is very fun. So I didn't have a YouTube until January of this year, but I have had a makeup Instagram since almost 2 years now. So at the end of last year on my Instagram, I posted this picture of my end of the year favorites. And I scrolled back through and I saw this a few weeks ago. I thought it'd be really interesting to see, do I still have these products? How do I feel about them? So yeah, let's get into it. So the palette that I picked was the original Lorac Mega Pro. And I didn't even buy this in the original release. It was actually re-released, I think it was in 2017, and I bought it then. And I have since decluttered that palette. Not because it was bad though. It was a really beautiful palette. Neutrals, mauve shades, warm tones. The reason that I got rid of it was because I just have way too many neutral palettes, and this year I realized that I really love colorful eyeshadow and I didn't even have any at the beginning of this year. So I did declutter a few neutral palettes because I just had way too many. I do like the Lorac eyeshadows, but most of the shimmers are not as intense as I want. Nowadays, I much more prefer like Juvia's Place, more intense metallics. So that is still a good palette, but I did get rid of it. I do still have the Lorac Mega Pro 2 though. And at this point, I like that one a lot more because it does have a few more colorful shades. Next up for foundation, I picked Estee Lauder Double Wear. And I have completely finished that bottle. I have finished probably 7 bottles of that foundation in the last 6 years since I've been wearing it. And right now I have 6 other foundations that I do really like, but honestly, I actually do think Estee Lauder Double Wear is still my favorite, even though I don't have a bottle of it right now. I tend to experiment a lot with foundation, which I really don't think I should do because that one is really my favorite. So yeah, it just lasts the best, and a lot of foundations, I have combinations in skin. So part of my skin is dry and part is oily, and so other foundations tend to break down in the oily parts or they stick to the dry spots. That one just does it. No matter what my skin is doing, I can wear that foundation and it will last all day long. I wore it on my wedding day. I wear it to like all special events and stuff like that. And I haven't had a bottle of it in a few months. I'm trying to focus on the ones that I have. And I did buy some new ones in the last few months, and I like them. I like the other foundations I have, but I haven't found a better foundation than Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I do plan on repurchasing that at some point. Now for primer, I said the Lancome Le Base Pro, and that is a really good primer. I'm not sure, okay, so I'm kind of debating whether that one or the YSL Blur Primer are my favorites. So that's the one I have now. I actually only have a deluxe size of this. I'm not sure. So this is the only primer I have right now, and as you can see, I will probably be finishing it soon, but I don't know if this or the Lancome are the best. They may be tied. So I am debating because I will need to buy a new primer in a few weeks. So it's either gonna be this or the Lancome. I'm super picky when it comes to primer. Every other primer I've tried either makes my foundation look worse or does nothing. These two do work though. So they're both amazing, but I don't know which one I'll repurchase. So for concealer, I said the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I did completely finish that up, and I have not repurchased it actually. That was my holy grail for a long time, and I think I went through about 7 or 8 of those. But yeah, this year I really like the Revolution Concealer and the Tarte Shape Tape, so I don't think I'm gonna go back to the Maybelline one. It doesn't have as much coverage, but it is still a really good concealer. Yeah, I like it, but I don't think I would go back to it. For lipstick, I said Bite Beauty Sugarcane, which I had in a deluxe size from their holiday kit with the 4, and I finished that up. It's a beautiful color. It's a really pink, but not too pink, but not too light, and I actually wore that on my wedding, and I got married in 2017. So yeah, I really like that color. I completely finished it up. Would I repurchase it though? No, because I have way too many lipsticks, and it is very similar to MAC Cream Cup. So if you have MAC Cream Cup, you don't need Bite Sugarcane, or vice versa. those are very similar colors. So because I have the MAC one, I don't need to repurchase it, but it's beautiful. Next up, I picked this Hourglass palette, and I absolutely still love this. It's amazing. I use these as finishing powders, or I use this one as a natural highlight. And if you can see, I have hip pan on this one and actually a bit of that one, but you can't really tell. I love this. It's beautiful. I'm so glad I have this. It's amazing. Okay, my next favorite of 2017 was this Becca Sun Chaser palette, which has a bronzer, a blush, and the opal highlighter. And I have hit pan on this highlighter. Wow, you cannot really see that. Yeah, this is opal, which is a permanent color. This is apricot blossom, and that's the Ipanema Sunset bronzer. I love this peachy blush. The Becca blushes are beautiful, long lasting, very pigmented. Becca Opal, still one of my favorite highlighters. I'm really glad that I have this, except this bronzer is super choppy. I don't like it. I have way better bronzers, but the blush and the highlighter, I still love. So glad that I bought this. This is one of those, like, it was a limited edition, but really glad that I have it. Next up was an under eye setting powder and the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. So this is a pink tone powder. It has lines on it because it's in a project pan and it's almost empty. I've gone through probably about 5 of these. This is an amazing under eye setting powder, but I think this year I found one that is slightly better. The Lancome Base Pro, or no, that's not what it's called. Lancome Absolute Powder is just slightly better than this. But I really like pink toned powders for the under eye. I don't like the ones that are white because they leave a white cast on me. No matter what, they just do. I just don't buy those anymore. This is so smoothing. And yeah, I have lines under my eyes and this keeps the concealer from settling into it. So I love this. I have one now that is slightly better, but this is still amazing and I love it. For a face powder, I picked the e.l.f. setting powder, which is $3, and I completely finished it. And I do like that one. I actually, you know what? I would repurchase that. I don't have it right now. I did try the ColourPop one, which I do like, but I actually may like that e.l.f. one better. That one was really good, so I should probably repurchase it. And then my last favorite of 2017 was the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I am happy to report I still love this. Obviously, I have major pan on it. This is actually my second one. It is finely milled. It's not too orange. It's not too dark. It doesn't look splotchy. It blends really easily. This color though, I mean, this is almost too light for me. So yeah, but they came out with more shades this year, which is really nice. So yeah, I still love this. I am very, very happy to report that. Yay. So yeah, those were my favorites for 2017 and most of them I still really like. A few of them I have found something better. I need to go back to Estee Lauder Double Wear, guys. It's the best foundation. Why do I keep experimenting? So we'll see. Lesson learned. This is good to go back and look at these things because sometimes I get caught up in try something new, and that's really not always the best technique. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching.